What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the MrMaple Show. We got another 10 at 10 for you guys here for August 12th, 2025.
Guys, I mean,
we're in the summer, man.
Yeah, July went by pretty quick. There's going to be an upcoming open house happening on Labor Day, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be on September 1st. It's going to be a dope time. I mean, there might be some cool plants there. Yeah. There's definitely going to be some cool people there. It's going to be a great opportunity to come check out what that maple life at MrMaple.com is all about. And yeah, it's going to be a good time to chat with some like-minded folks. Ask your, burning maple questions directly to maple experts like Brian and Matt and Tim and Sean and Jess, all those guys out there, willing to answer any questions y'all got. But today, there's more pressing matters, man.
That's right. That's right. We got a 10 at 10 here, guys. We need to get right into this because I know everybody that's joining us today is ready to see what we got coming up on this next 10 at 10. These are just the 10 that we're going to highlight. There's actually 20 that's going to drop today. So make sure you sign up for the email and you'll get the whole listing of what we're going to drop on each of our Tuesday and Thursday 10 at 10s. Let's get right to it, guys. We got a beautiful 3-gallon size here of Acer Shear Sawuminum Purple Umbrella.
Yeah, guys, this is a great display of a Matsumura style Shear Sawuminum.
Yeah, really, really nice, guys. You get some really cool colors on this. This is one that I'm really familiar with. This was an introduction by Crispin Silva, and this is one that I got early on when he first released this and grew this in full sun in Oklahoma. And what can I tell you about this is a very heat tolerant plant, especially for a Shear Sawuminum, because you have that hybrid influence with that red color with the palmatum influence there. And the other part about this one is you get a lot of color changes throughout the season. This thing leaves out in the spring with some nice reds, dark burgundy colors. Really, really cool. I love that Matsumura style leaf on it, man.
Yeah, Matsumura style leaves. If you don't know what that is, guys, it is a kind of subsection of palmatum. So you have your dissectums, your kind of linear-lobums. You got a couple different varieties of leaf shape. Now, Matsumura style is where it's going to have elongated lobes, not to the point where you're in the lace leaf territory, but the lobes will really come back into like the center of the leaf.
Yeah.
And it'll almost look like a fatter lace leaf variety. A lot of the ghost varieties are that Matsumura style. But this is just so cool how palmatum influences kind of work their way into hybridizations. I think that's so cool. It's like, oh, well, this one, it's got its mother's eyes,
Right,
it's dad's nose, man. And I just think that's so awesome because, all these trees can be so similar to where they are crossing species lines, but just look so distinct as well. And purple umbrella, man, it's going to be great for a rainy day. Like, I see this purple dark leaf, and I just imagine that, overcast rainy day, and it's just raining all over this tree, and those little droplets of rain kind of pick up the light, and you kind of get a shine and a glimmer on that black leaf. In the garden, it's going to look awesome. I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be so beautiful. And then as fall time slowly starts to approach, you're going to slowly start to see this thing molt into some really nice dark maroons or some dark reds as well. And it's really just going to put on a show. I think it's just, these are such cool trees. There's a couple different Shear Sawuminum hybrids, and they all just look very distinct and super beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, man. I think it's fun to get into the world of like these hybrid Shear Sawuminums, palmatum hybrids. And I think Purple Umbrella does it so well. I mean, you can play around with the color on this quite a bit, depending on how much sun and shade you give it. These are in our greenhouses, so it's a shade poly about 50%. And so we're getting a lot of like those kind of muted green tones right now. The more sun exposure you give on this, the darker the colors get on this. If you look at some of our pictures online, I mean, it almost gets like a nice kind of like purple black color whenever it really starts to darken up during those summer months. But exciting plant, man. We got some nice 2-gallon sizes, great low branching on these, great structure. Don't miss out on this today.
These are dope. from umbrellas to lanterns. I mean, we got all the equipment for the garden right
We
now.
do, man.
Moving into some beautiful Japanese lanterns. A Mr. Maple introduction.
Yeah, man. Area 51 introduction here, guys. Acer Palmatum Japanese lanterns. I love how the name of this and then the characteristic tied to it really gives you the imagery that this tree can provide. I mean, Japanese lanterns, you can see how the leaf curls downward and the end of the lobes kind of come together to create this little, looks like a little paper lantern that you can see like in Japanese culture. Very, very interesting growth habit on this too. Nice upright growth habit. But I just love how this thing just gives a different texture and feel in a garden.
Yeah, it's like if you took like a Kuranajishi leaf and then put it on like a longer, like spreading out form, which is interesting because like usually on those dense, dwarf trees that have really close bud separation, they're the ones that curl a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, like this is more reminiscent of like a Shishiga Shear. Some of those lion's head maples, maybe in like a Japanese princess with like the curl.
Yeah.
But you're getting it in like a full form.
Right, upright. Yeah.
And this is, I don't know if I would put it in that same field as like a Kushimo and, crazy crinkle and that sort of thing. Like it is a different curl. But if you have ever seen some of those large specimens of those trees, and I mean, you've seen the large specimens of these Japanese lanterns, like they evoke like a feeling, like because all those little crinkles. Like I was talking about this the last 10 at 10 we did, but it's just these creation of depth, which is visually interesting in the garden. You know, it's like you can take a look at it a little bit longer because that shadow overlaying creates darker colors and in that area, and it really adds like a visual appeal in the garden. And this one is just going to be amazing because during the fall time, when you start to get those cherries coming over top of those greens, man, I mean, it's kind of magical.
Dude,
right?
this thing definitely, I think the fall color is super underrated on this. If you guys check out some of those pictures, we'll pop up some here when we're talking about it. But this thing rivals, I think you get into like Osakazuki territory, really bright cherry reds on this. And with just that leaf shape, I think it enhances the color even more because your eye's drawn into the leaf shape and then you see that pop of color. It's absolutely amazing. I love a Japanese maple cultivar that I think just separates itself so far that when you see it, you know. Like I remember the first time I saw this tree at the North Carolina Arboretum, I walked up to it, I saw it, and I immediately was like, that's Japanese lanterns. Even though they had the wrong tag on the tree, they had misidentified the tree. But super cool, man. I absolutely love Japanese lanterns, and we got some really nice size 1 gallons on these for you guys today. Definitely pick one of these up.
These are awesome.
All right, guys, we got another great tree for you today. We got some 1 gallon sizes here of Acer Palmatum Pink Panther.
Yeah, guys, this is one Brian and I have become like very familiar with in the greenhouses. There might be a lot of these down low, but it's so cool because this is a magical tree. During the spring times, whenever you have like that large, grouping of them, I mean, it just looks like electric pink all the way across.
Yeah, it's really nice, man. And if you're looking for a really, really strong spring interest Japanese maple, I think this one covers that really well. The crazy pink colors, you get a lot of variance with the pinks too. Sometimes you get this like really bright hot pink. Sometimes you get some like muted tones, kind of these softer baby pink colors. Depending on your sunlight and exposure on that will definitely make a difference on that. But yeah, absolutely a great texture too. It's kind of a different leaf shape. There's kind of thoughts that maybe this is a hybrid of some sort, maybe olivarinum, something like that. But definitely a vigorous grower when it's young. I mean, we've got a lot of these at the nursery right now, and you see all that vigorous growth happening, especially in our 1 gallon sizes.
Yeah, I mean, this one's super cool. Like, that spring interest is really nice, but then whenever you kind of get that summer flush, you kind of get that like relighting of that beautiful color. And like you were talking about, the leaf is a little bit larger on this. Whenever we think of that Corallinum group, we think of Shinda Sojo, kind of like a more star-shaped leaf.
Yeah, a little smaller leaf, yeah.
A little bit rounder, but here, whenever we're looking at this, it's more of an elongated leaf, more Amenum style. which is another subspecies of maple with a fatter leaf. But these are super cool. I mean, if you're into, you know, having something that grows a little bit quicker whenever it's younger and getting up to that height, I think this is a great one to pick out. The fall colors are going to be nice oranges to reds going on during the fall. And this is going to look great next to maybe some of those other hybrids like we were talking about. Maybe put it next to the yellow of that hot blonde, so you get the play between the pinks and yellows. Super cool plant, guys. Acer Palmatum Pink Panther.
All right, guys, we got another awesome tree for you here. We got a beautiful, beautiful pink variegated Japanese maple. This is a crazy tree, man. Acer Palmatum Pink Princess.
Yeah, from Pink Panther to Pink Princess. I mean, things are
going
to be, yeah, it's going to look pretty in pink in the garden, man. I mean, this is a really cool variety because not only is it variegated, but it is also a witch's broom, which is super cool. It's like a double mutation on one tree.
Which is super, super rare in the trade. So I like trees that like break all the rules and kind of create new and exciting things for our gardens. Now, we just talked about Pink Panther, which gives you spring color in that pink. But if you want that pink color to stay around a little bit longer into the seasons, Pink Princess is really, really nice. It's got some strong pink variegation, kind of these like whites and pinks mixed into it a little bit. This was a broom that was found on Beni Shishihinge. So it kind of gives you that same color spectrum you get with that cultivar, but in a tight, more dense, compact habit.
Yeah, I think Beni Shishihinge, it is one of the plants that is the logo for MrMaple.com.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to tell you something. And now to have something that is a branch off of that's double mutated.
Yeah.
Matt put the name off of this, naming after one of his daughters. And I mean, it's just awesome to get all the things you love about Beni Shishihinge in a different form and getting it in a smaller leaf shape. I think it really lends to those little splashes of pink that you see over top of this. I mean, it almost looks like the plant is translucent in some areas.
Right.
You know, it's like the light penetrates and your eye kind of penetrates through those lighter colors.
Right.
Giving you a nice effect. I mean, and these are really great size, really great shaped pink princesses as well. I mean, this one is super dense. Very, very beautiful tree. Super dope. I think it's going to pair up really nice with a lot of other things in the garden. One of the first things I think about is maybe like Hanamatoi.
Right.
Getting those plays of like the pinks and the whites
together.
And then having completely different shapes but similar colors and different variegations. I think that would be a very awesome pairing in my opinion.
Really cool to be able to offer you guys some bigger sizes here. We got a nice group of bigger size stuff here on today's 10 at 10, so we're excited to be able to offer these bigger sizes for you guys. Pink Princess in a 2-gallon, guys. Not going to come around too often, so make sure you pick one up. All right, here we go, man. We got some 2-gallon size of Acer Palmatum Kiachi Joe.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is one, you hear it kind of in speech with a Sakazuki and those sort of amenum types, because this is known for its awesome fall colors.
Yeah, I mean, this thing has got a really nice kind of larger size leaf, really fine serrated edges on that leaf too. Kind of gives it a little bit different texture than like Osakazuki or something in that realm, or like Hogyoku. A little bit different feel to it. That leaf is a little bit more ornamental, but really plays into that fall color. And I think, you know, we all know with Japanese maples, it's like one of their most, you know, popular features is their fall color. But man, I grew this cultivar in Oklahoma, and I'm telling you, man, every year it was so consistent. And I love that about cultivars that have a consistent fall color to it. This thing was a crazy like lemon yellow color early, and then it would go to this crazy fiery orange late. So like you had this exciting kind of into the season, you know, to that fall season. And to me, it always just made this tree stand out in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's so cool, man, like to think about what's going on in the leaf whenever a fall time, you know, they slowly start pulling different types of pigment out of the leaf,
Right.
Taking it and using it as energy. And that's why we see that. So it's so cool to think about. It's like all that fall color is already in that leaf. But whenever the tree starts to get ready for wintertime, it takes off one layer, it takes off, revealing that yellow, and then takes that other layer off, revealing the orange. And I think that's so cool is like most of the time whenever we think about fall, we're thinking about things kind of dying, like starting to end, which, it is an end, but it's like you're literally getting to witness that tree like being alive. And,
Absolutely.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, and it's a process of how the tree, prepares to preserve itself through those winter months, and it's like, it's kind of sucking all the energy back into the plant so that it can survive until it's ready to leaf back out again. I think that's really exciting to think about fall color in that way. But this is like I said, I think if you're looking for a beautiful orange, yellowish orange fall color, I think Kiachi Joe is definitely a cultivar of your choice. And so appreciate you guys checking this one out. All right, guys, we got another great 2-gallon size here, man. I love setting these big things up on the table. Gets me excited because I know you guys on the other end are like, oh, look at these sizes, man. I could put this out in my garden. It's going to look amazing right away. Today we got Acer Palmatum Autos Dissectum. I love this lace leaf, man. It's got a really nice, finely serrated leaf to it. When it comes to lace leaves, you're kind of always looking for something that sets them apart. But Autos Dissectum, man, I mean, look at the trunk on this thing. It looks so nice when they're staked up tall like this. You get a lot of movement in the trunk. I love a good lace leaf Japanese maple.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, guys, comment down below what your favorite maple that you've seen on the 10 at 10 is. We got a couple more left, but make sure to comment it down there. Helps us out in the algorithm, guys. But Autos Dissectum, that's a cool one, man. I mean, Brian and I were just sitting here discussing. There's kind of like an emerging group of cultivars that all kind of share like similarities to Autos Dissectum. Kind of giving you like a nice, or like a bright, vibrant springtime, then kind of malting throughout the summer, and then back into some really, really amazing fall colors. This is a super cool one. Those nice pinks, they're going to play really well with those yellows like I talked about before. They're going to look great with maybe some darker greens that you're going to see. And this is going to play very well with other like heavy texture trees.
Yeah.
I think of maybe if you want to play with those pinks and yellows, maybe a lemon lime lace going in with this, where you get those yellows. Any kind of yellow lace leaf I'd pair with that. And then maybe I'm thinking like something a little bit, maybe like a yellowish dwarfer variety would be cool. Maybe something that's a little in that medium range, like a summer gold.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really love the way this one really structures out. I mean, I think it's always got a beautiful shape. Every time I've seen one of these, we have these staked up tall, so you're going to get a little bit more height before it starts to cascade. These are a pretty like heavily cascading style Japanese maple. They get a little wider than they do tall once they get out there, but a good strong grower as well. I think, when it comes to this reminiscent of like something like Bald Smith, kind of in that category, maybe like Wat Nong. We were thinking like, you mentioned you were like that Corallinum of the lace leaves, right? Gives you a really strong spring interest. And then you get into those summer months where you start to green out, but then you get that new growth popping over top. So it just gives it almost that flowering effect that we talk about with a lot of the Corallinum types. So really cool to have that in a lace leaf. I think that's kind of a new exciting category that we can play around with. And I think Autos Dissectum does it really well.
Yeah, we had some really nice 10-gallon sizes of this, like whenever I first started working here.
Yeah.
And that's like Brian's like, yeah, let me put you on, man. We had a couple Bald Smith, we had a couple Autos Dissectums. This is just like, it was so dope because it's like, oh wow, like it isn't just reds and green lace leaves. Like there's like a whole new world that is, that's subtle but also showy at the same. Like how does it do subtle and showy at the same time? But these are a great thing to have for sure.
Check these out, guys.
Guys, I love animals, man. I love plants. And this is something that gives you the animal-like feel in the plant world, man. We got an awesome Acer Palmatum Octopus, guys.
Woo, man, I love how this one just plays in the imagery of your mind with that name, Octopus. And I think what really kind of gets this playing into that characteristic is that the arms and the way this thing kind of reaches out and hangs and kind of cascades and mounds, very reminiscent of what an octopus looks like, all coiled up on the floor or moving across that ocean floor. And we've been doing like an underwater theme at my house, dude. We got the octopus, we got the sea urchin, we got the Nemo and the koi. So, you know, we're playing around with a lot of that stuff out there. The peve starfish.
Yeah, need a penguin in there, man. Maybe a green penguin.
We need a green penguin, you know. So, like, this is such a cool, I love how you got a great name on a great lace leaf. This is one I'm super familiar with. Glad to be offering in these huge 2-gallon sizes.
Yeah, man. I think for some reason, you know, I might like octopi a little bit. You know, they're pretty cool, awesome animals. I have a tattoo of one. But yeah, this one really does evoke that feeling. That vibrant red. I mean, if you compare this to maybe like one of the Pacific Ocean octopi that live out near like the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
I mean, the color is pretty spot on those, honestly. The giant octopi. I know this is one people were kind of going a little crazy for at open house. Definitely heard the whispers of where are all the octopi, man? Where the octopuses at, man? I'm like, you know, I think we got some 2-gallon sizes. I think we put most of these back for this 10 at 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was something that's really cool. An Orangiola sister seedling.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know how awesome Orangiola is, and if this was selected from that same grouping of seedlings, I mean, it's got something going on for sure.
Yeah, you get some really nice dark red colors coming out in the spring with those dark reds, getting into kind of almost that, like we talked about this earlier with the purple umbrella. You get some really nice kind of dark red, kind of almost this black purple color when you get into those later summer months. And then this thing lights up scarlet, man. I'm talking bright scarlet red in the fall. And it just, I mean, I think, you know, when you think about the changes that goes through, a lot of it, like you get into like the underworld in the ocean, man, and it's like the colors are so vibrant and they change and adapt to their surroundings. And I think that's kind of what's cool about this cultivar, playing off that name, is how throughout the season, it's like changing color and adapting to its surroundings. And you can really play off that when you're using it in your landscape.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, prune this to look like an octopus in the garden. You know, make it have 8 distinct branches that kind of come off of this thing. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do with lace leaves just because of the flexibility of the branches and the, you know, the pliability of it. And it's so awesome. This is a cool one for sure.
2-gallon sizes. They're huge, guys. As soon as you put this out in your garden, you're going to recognize this out there and tell everybody you got an octopus in your garden. All right, guys, man, every time we set another one of these up on the table, I'm just so impressed with the sizes of these 2 gallons, man. I hope you guys are getting excited with us, because I love bringing these bigger sizes because it gives you such an instant presence in your garden. We got an amazing cultivar for you here, Acer Palmatum Aratama.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tree where my first introduction to it was at J.D. Veris' house, man.
Yeah, man.
I was just kind of enamored. This was probably my favorite tree I saw on that trip, just because of just how magnificent it is. I think Brian and I were looking up what this name kind of translates to. The one we got now, this is a, you know, Google Translate type deal. So it told us uncut gem, like a new gem.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you see this during the springtime, you're kind of gonna know that's gonna resonate, because you know those uncut gems, they can have you know, just that they catch the light in weird ways sometimes, and like I think this one does the same. You'll kind of just have these like streaks of a different color, oranges or kind of a reddish going on throughout this tree. The way that this one has its habit, where it's kind of more dwarf-like, very compact, really lends itself to having that kind of beautiful changing of colors going on in the leaf.
What I really like about this particular cultivar, now this is a witch's broom, so you have a lot of that broom characteristic throughout. You have that short, kind of rounded middle lobe to that leaf. But a lot of times I think that name we were talking about being like an uncut gem or rough cut gem, I think that really plays into the leaf style in this, because you have a lot of inconsistency as far as like leaf size and shape. So there's such a like mutation happening there that throughout the leaf, like each individual leaf is in different size and different shape. Sometimes that lobe is going to not be shortened in the middle. So there's like a lot of different texture going on in this plant. And then that spring color is just like crazy ruby red. So if you think about that rough cut ruby, this thing coming out in the spring, man, it really puts on a show.
Yeah, man. I'm like, you said that about the leaf, and you start to notice it more, and then you start to think about other plants that kind of have that similar. Like Hime Shoujo has like a crazy leaf like that, where it's like no single leaf looks the same. I mean, that's attractive to me. You know, we talked about that with Japanese lanterns, where just like little variable bits in texture, whether it's like a curl, whether it's like the leaf shape being different. These are things that tell your brain to like look at it, because it's going to try to recognize like a pattern going on in it, which kind of just pulls you deeper into this tree. These are a little bit larger than maybe that regular size maple. These have been pushed and staked up.
So these have been stretched out a little bit, so it's a little bit outside of the typical growth habit you're going to see, the more typically a dense, compact habit. But as you get this into the ground and these start to fill out, you're really going to start to kind of recognize the true characteristic of this plant. It's going to densen up, continue to fill out, and give you that really compact habit to it. And I'll tell you, man, nothing better than real world experience. And this is one of those trees that always stood out in my mind, because when I got this early on in my collecting days, I was, just starting to learn about witch's brooms in that time. And this was one of the first ones that I had put in my garden. And it just made me so excited about how you could have so many different variabilities on the leaf size and shape. And then with that extraordinary color on top of it, just makes this, I think, a staple for the garden.
Guys, J.D. Veritrees thought the same thing. That's why it's in his garden still today.
Right.
Brian's saying it about this tree. This is not one you're going to want to miss. I mean, all you need to see is that video footage of this tree in Veritrees' garden. All these pictures we got online. This is an awesome one.
Especially in this size, guys. Don't wait on those. Woo! Look at the size of this, guys. We got a 10-gallon size. Did you hear me? 10-gallon size of Acer Shear Solum Blue Moon.
Guys, once in a blue moon, you have an opportunity to pick up a 10-gallon Blue Moon, guys. I mean, these are beautiful. Carl Munn introduction. We know that guy. He makes Moonrise. Woo. He makes Blue Moon. He don't miss, man, with the Shear Sawuminum introductions.
Dude, I tell you what, man, I absolutely love Carl Munn's introductions. Moonrise, you guys all know, I talk about it all the time. My all-time favorite Japanese maple. And then this was a seedling found around that same time. So I love how this one kind of plays into that world of Moonrise, but gives you some different characteristics that I'd like to try to highlight here for you guys. A little bit smaller leaf in general than on Moonrise. On Blue Moon here is a little bit smaller leaf. You get a nice fine serrated edge on that leaf as well, whereas Moonrise you do not. So that's some of the characteristic differences there. And this one you're going to come out in the spring a little bit one of that like yellow green with a nice kind of bronzing or orange blush over top.
Yeah, I think this one looks very reminiscent right now to something like Sunny. With that color, kind of like almost that Kelly green, like chartreuse green going on, especially on the new growth. I mean, the new growth is a pale yellow with kind of this little bit of tinge of blush on the top of it. Kind of, I mean, it's so beautiful, man. And I'm like, we talked about one earlier, guys. This is going to be my 10 at 10 pairing right here. I'm going to put Purple Umbrella right next to the Moonrise, man. That's going to be a dynamic show of contrast with texture. It's going to be a contrast of color. It's going to look pretty magnificent. And then whenever fall time comes around, I mean, you're going to be getting those oranges playing with those deep maroons and reds going on. It's going to be a great pairing. And this is just a super, super cool one. The fall time. There's just times where we've had maybe a couple of these, and you walk through the garden or walk through the greenhouse, and they command your attention during the fall time.
Yeah, I love that about, especially Acer Shear Solum. They just have such a strong presence in the garden with that large, rounded full moon leaf to it. And I think with Blue Moon, man, what gets me excited about this is, we talked about the other day, it's like what makes a cultivar exciting to you? Sometimes it might be characteristics. Sometimes it might be the nurseryman who introduced it. Sometimes it's the history behind it. There's so many factors that goes into it. And I think what's really cool about this, I'll share this with you guys. I got a chance to go meet Carl for the first time. Such an amazing dude. Got to tour his nursery there and see his operation, the way he does things. Top class. I mean, the guy definitely knows his stuff. Been doing this forever. But I think, you know, for me, like when I saw the original Blue Moon out there on his farm, it was so exciting to see that original one. We got to see the original moonrise while we were there as well. But Carl started telling me a little bit more about Blue Moon, and I really liked what he was talking about, is that when it gets into those more mature sizes, it kind of has this more like flat appearance out in the garden. So the branches stretch out, whereas Moonrise has that more rounded crown to it. And Blue Moon is going to be a little bit more kind of flat and squared. So it's kind of an interesting difference in the growth habit on that as well.
Yeah, I love how sometimes, like you don't really know the full extent of a tree until you see that mature size, right, and exactly what it does. And this one's just super cool. I don't think y'all are gonna want to miss out on this super dope Shear Sawuminum.
10-gallon size Blue Moon.
Guys,
you got this, bro?
We got this, bro. Guys, today we got an oldie but a goodie. We got Veris, guys. Acer Palmatum Veris, man.
Woo!
One of the classic American, European cultivars going on here. Known for its beautiful green lace leaf weeping appearance. This is one, you go out walking around, if you see a green lace leaf, you got a pretty good guess, you know? So, especially if you're, kind of walking around downtown or something like that, Veris is going to be those larger size trees that you see. But don't get it twisted. There's a reason why. It's not because it's a boring plant. It's because it's a classic. It's super durable. It's a strong tree. It's going to work in a lot of areas in the landscape. It's going to work in a lot of climates around the United States. And this thing, man, it puts on a little bit of a show during fall time, man, when it just hits you with those crazy yellow colors.
Man, I guarantee you guys, you're going to get excited when you see these. I mean, that's 10-gallon size. All of them have amazing structures. Nice caliper on that trunk. Great branching. I love the weeping cascading styles, Japanese maples. And Veris is a classic. I mean, especially like in American landscapes, this is one of the most common trees to see planted out at someone's house. You know, when it gets into Japanese maples, people are always wanting, I want the green weeping one, and chances are Veris is the one they put in their yard. It's been around for so long, so popular. Really made popular, I think, by its fall color. Just tremendous yellows and oranges in the fall in this thing. I mean, it really lights up. Blazing colors. Just makes any dark spot in your garden just turn into this amazing array of colors. And the fall, I mean, it's an exciting time for this tree.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to pair with some of those reds really well. It's going to look good next to maybe some of those Corallinum lace leaf types we were talking about. Just because the color in that fall is really going to be picked up and contrasting against those reds. Not one you're going to want to miss. 10-gallon Veris, guys.
10-gallon Veris. Yo, Corbin, I noticed today you're looking a little bit younger, bro. You look like, you just haven't aged a day in your life, man. Have you been sipping a little bit on the old fountain of youth?
No, man. What I do, I like to learn, man. That's how you stay youthful, man. That curiosity keeps you going. I'm curious about, what is this plant we got in front of us, man?
Woo, guys, we got a killer size here. To be honest with you, I don't think I've seen a Acer Palmatum Fountain of Youth in this size, staked up like this. I mean, this thing is crazy, guys. I love how trees break the rules, man. And I love how this is a MrMaple introduction, one of their pendulous treasures. It gets me excited just looking at this thing because it's just so dynamic. You have this crazy larger Matsumure style leaf on a weeping Ryusin. Like, it's crazy to think that we've kind of dove that far into that spectrum.
The maples have gone too far, man. I mean, guys, this one is so dope. We went up to Oregon a couple months ago. We shot a cultivar highlight on this one. And I was just kind of enamored. It was my first kind of time seeing this one in a large specimen. I see it in 1 gallons, and I'm like, okay, well, like, what's going on with that, but you see it in this larger 7-gallon size, and you're like, dang, man. I mean, how can it look so symmetrical and yet asymmetric at the same time? Like, I love the way that the branches just fall straight down. Now, something that's cool with that, Matt was telling me, and in that video that y'all hopefully see earlier this week, this one can be grown a couple of different ways. I know Matt talks about, and as you can see, this one can be staked straight up. But if you pick up a 1-gallon size of this, you can just let it grow naturally, and it'll just spread and mound and kind of crawl across the landscape looking like a fountain. I mean, I think there's a lot of trees that are maybe called like waterfalls or fountains or something like that. But this one, I mean, it takes that to the next level. This really does have that fountain-like effect. I mean, it just looks like those leaves are just kind of in free fall almost.
Yeah, it's such a crazy plant. I love, you know, the weeping style Japanese maples, and this one kind of breaks into those new areas that we haven't got into yet. And what's exciting about this one also, you have the crazy leaf shape, which is abnormal for that weeping style, but you also get a really nice spring color on this. You kind of get this like salmon pink, soft salmon pink color in the spring over that. And then you get into the fall months. And I remember Matt's got one of these planted across from his house. And I remember when that thing was in perfect fall color and the sun was hitting it just right. And I think we both almost like the same day were like, dude, we got to go get pictures of that because it looks amazing. It's got these crazy blazing like reds, oranges, and yellows kind of mixed all together, especially when the light's playing into it with that sunset. And it just looks totally amazing to see this thing all lit up in the fall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at it, and my brain just starts going to pairings, man. I'm like, well, what could you put this with? In the same list that we have today, and I feel like you put that Kiachi Joe next to this, you're going to get so many similarities in, you know, that leaf shape looks kind of similar. But then, like, during that fall time, you're getting the dynamic play of all those colors going on, and the play between the shapes of the trees. Oh man, it's gonna make a tear to my eye, man. It's gonna just look so amazing. This one, I mean, anytime I see a plant like this, I just want to let it like crawl across the landscape.
Right.
Like, I want it to go over the rocks. I want to make a living waterfall out of something like this. And I mean, I think you have a great start. You know, you put this at sort of an angle in the garden, kind of manipulate these branches this way, and you really almost have like a spouting effect, which would look really good if you have some vertical area, some walls in your garden where you can have something above it to give it that really nice look coming down. And
I love that about the Ryusen styles is that you can manipulate the shape of those trees very easily. I mean, you could literally, if you like the shape here, but you wanted to get a little bit wider, you could take these outer branches and kind of stake those out where it's going to cascade and widen out with a nice tall top to it. I mean, so many different ways that you can use this in your landscape. Put it up on a nice hill, like you said, and kind of lean that out over it. Let it be that fountain of youth out in your garden. One I'm excited about, you guys, and we rarely see them in this size. So make sure that if you have always been wanting to get a fountain of youth, get one of these, because I guarantee you, man, when you put this in your garden, you're going to walk out there that next day and be like, ooh, man, I'm one of those lucky people that's got a fountain of youth in my garden.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's something to brag about for sure. But, guys, that is the 10 of the 20 trees that are going to be listed today. If you want to check out those other 10, subscribe for the email. You'll be getting that ahead of time. You know, thanks for watching, y'all. If you like this video, like it down below. Comment your favorite tree. If you're new here, subscribe. I think only 50% of the people that watch our videos are actually subscribed to us. So come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Be notified every time we put out a video. Because me, Corbin, Matt, Sean, Tim, we're always working on something exciting. And we're always coming up with new ideas of videos to put out for you guys. And make sure you come and hang out with us at an open house. We got an open house coming up this Labor Day. We're going to be 8 to 4 open at the farm. All of our greenhouses up top will be opened up for you guys to come and shop. We're going to have thousands and thousands of monster plants there. Great sales, great prices, great selection. You got to come out to those open houses.
And you're doing autographs, right?
Yeah, man, sure.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Remember, take care
God bless.
and have a great day.